Hello, this is Joyce Van Berry with Thrift and Pick Country Style and Thrift and Pick for Profit. Back to chat with you a little bit today about villages and to give you a short haul village, focusing a little bit more on Christmas this time because of the offer to show you some villaging accessories and things like that and what to look for, and some of that will be tagged on to the end of this video. It was an easier way to show you what to look for. What you're seeing right here is a small, tiny village house that's already got the figures on it, and this is Thomas Kincaid, and it was put out by Teleflora Gifts. And oddly enough, these bring pretty good prices during the holiday season. It seems like people started the collections and then didn't get all of them. So they'll go ahead and pay a fairly good price for these. I think I sold 3 of them for $45, and I just found this one at another auction. It's got the hole in the bottom because it went in a flower arrangement, but that doesn't make any difference. And it does have a battery compartment because they do line up. So this is one of the things you might keep your eyes out for when you're at estate sales and at auctions. I think they're really cute. And then we talked a little bit more about villaging as far as who the makers were that were popular. And Department 56 is one, Lee Max is another one, and Holiday Time is another one. And Holiday Time put out a series that had gingerbread figures and things with it, and they're kind of hard to find. So if you run across any of those, they might be a good buy for you to put up on for sale. And this is a Department 56 village accessory, and this is for the North Pole series, and this is frozen veggies with Mr. and Mrs. Santa out in their garden. How about that? Ooh, sweet. And let's have a look. Oh, they're so cute. And this is winter squash, snow peas, and iceberg lettuce. And this is a Department 56 North Pole series. Department 56 has a lot of different villages, so you kind of need to go online and look them up and see which ones bring the most money. This one is still in the box, which is a plus for you both by shipping. Now, if I'm going to ship this, when I get ready to ship this, I will wrap it inside here and put some tissue and things around these little things so that it keeps them from moving around inside the box, because that's how things get broken. If you can find them in the box, they'll bring a little bit more money, even sometimes a lot more money than if they are just sold by themselves. So think about that too. And this is another one from the North Pole series, and this is delivering red plastic snow. And you have to remember that when you do Department 56, a lot of the figures are geared specifically for a certain village or specifically a village piece, a village house. Now, I'm not hard selling the houses because, one, if they're not boxed, they're a real pain to ship, and they almost always go a little bit oversized. So Department 56 is probably one of the few that I might sell if I have them in the box. Without the boxes, I'd have to think about it. And this one says real plastic snow, and it goes with a plastic snow house that Department 56 put out. Now, what will these sell for? Well, both of these are still in the box, and I'll probably put $29.95 on both of them. I don't know, probably with free shipping because they're really lightweight. And another one to look for that we didn't discuss in the video is the cardboard villages. Now, whether they're large cardboard villages like this one, or whether they're the small 1950s, 40s, and 50s cardboard houses that used to go on the tree and have a light bulb put in the back of them. They can bring pretty good prices if they're in good condition and they're not all torn up. You kind of have to do a completed listing on those, but I've sold a lot of them through the years when I could find them. They're getting harder and harder to find. But this was a new one. This was designed probably in the last 10 years. And this was put out by Shiny Bright. So, but still, this was expensive when it was purchased. It probably cost $30 or $40, but you can still almost get that much from them because this is in really nice condition. It has a Shiny Bright label on the bottom. I don't think it's dated. It's put out by Christopher Radko. So be sure and keep an eye for these for your holiday buying because these can bring you a pretty good profit. And then in the video, I also talked about santons. And santons are from France, and they're from the south of France. And collecting them is a worldwide thing that people do, and not just in the United States. But if you'll notice, this is really, really tiny. And that's the little baby, and he's in the manger, and they're made out of red clay. And they're made out of specifically the red clay of Provence, France. And these are all individually designed by different artisans in France. This artisan's name was Artera, and his work is really quite nice. And this shows, they have all kinds of figures, which you'll look at more in detail in the end of the video. And the little babe is always loose. It's never attached to the crib because part of the story of Santons is that the baby doesn't go into the crib until Christmas morning. So if a child has been very, very good, then they're the ones that are selected to put the baby in the crib after midnight on Christmas. Now this is kind of what the traditional part of it looks like, and this is also Artera. Is this piece. You'd have the Mary, Joseph, and the three kings, and then you don't have any of the other pieces that you would see in a traditional nativity, and there's a story behind that, which I'm not going to tell you today. And that's Joseph. He goes over there with Mary. And then this is what your figures are going to look like, and they're all bringing something to the crib. They're bringing their wares, their villagers, and they're dressed in 17th century attire. And every single one of them is hand-painted and made in the south of France. One of the larger makers of Santons is Carbonell. So you want to make sure you look those up and see what they're worth and keep an eye open for them. These are about 3-inch figures. They come in all sizes, clear up to 13-inch figures, which you can see those on eBay. If you go on the French site, you'll also see Santons on that site, but the import fees I would think be a little high. This was just a nice little nativity thing that I found at a yard sale this last weekend. The base of it is made out of sandstone, and the figures I suspect are resin. They look to me like they're resin. And it has a little light up here that lights up and illuminates Mary and Joseph and the baby, but I'm not sure how much illumination. It does not have a maker on it, but I suspect it was made by Gantz because I found others that were. It's a little heavy. It's going to go for more than a pound, but less than 2. So I will probably put this up for $29.95. How much would I put the Santons up for? It would depend. You can always bundle a couple of them together, but they're bringing anywhere from $15 a piece up to $40 a piece, depending on what they are. Okay, still in the Christmas vein, I picked these up at a Goodwill, and you should look for these. These are 50s and 60s. They're ceramic, I believe. They're made in Japan, and they're candle holders, and they have a really gentle look to them. And I sell, when I can find these type of Christmas things, I always pick them up because they only charged me 99 cents at Goodwill, and I got my 10% off, so you know, a little bit less. And I'll probably sell the pair of them for $29.95 up to $35. It depends on whether I put them up for auction, which I probably won't. But if I do, then maybe I would put them for $24.50 and then $35. Buy it now. And here's another one that's real similar. And this has a real cute look to it also. Also from the 50s or 60s, also made in Japan. These are really one of those things that you see that are really indicative of the period. This kind of a look, these kind of things were real indicative of the 50s and early 60s. So I thought that was really cute. Same price, 99 cents. And then I found this enameled little pot, and it's brand new. I paid $1 for it at a yard sale. It doesn't have a maker on it, but it's really, really well made and very attractive. So I'm probably not going to worry about the maker since I can't find it and I haven't seen one online. I may. It has the holes in the top to let steam out, although I suspect it would be better if it were just decorative, don't you? But anyway, I'll probably put that up for $34.50. It's just because it has good eye appeal. And then for a little bit of comic relief, I found this at Goodwill too for 49 cents. It says "Go Kiss a Moose," and it says Alaska, and it's also a made in Japan one, so it's been around a while. And you know, some people do really well with mugs. They haven't been my forte, but that's because the price point that they sell at is often lower than what I want to go for. But I think this one might bring $25 just because it's so different and because it is really vintage. While I'm chatting here, I have another thing here I want to show you. I just want to say that for those of you who sell one-of-a-kind and vintage items like I do and so many of the rest of you do on eBay, you really should be on Etsy if you're not. Etsy is really kind of coming along, and I'm impressed with the people who are on there and what they're doing with their video or with their income. Etsy's costs are lower, and if you put listings up on eBay, it's really easy to transfer them over to Etsy. It's not a big deal at all. Now, vintage means 20 years on Etsy, so I think it has to be pre 1995 or right at 1995 or 1995. Oh yeah, you're okay. 1995. So you need to make sure that they can show that they're before that. And most things that you're seeing like these that are made in Japan don't have any kind of barcodes on them or anything. You can almost guarantee that they're made before 1995. But I just thought these were pretty. They have a kind of a enameled, I don't know if that's ceramic or what, handle, and they say Florida, and they've got the Florida trees on it and everything, so, and the flamingo. So I just picked those up because they were still in the box. The box is in really nice condition, and it says spoon and fork on it. It has the little flower, has a nice graphic. So I'll probably put this up for $24.50 or $29.95 and see how it does. Now that's all I'm going to do today for the haul part of the video, just simply because I want to tack on the other part to it this afternoon. So keep thrifting, have fun, and if I can answer any questions for you, let me know. If you like my video, please like it. If you aren't a subscriber, please subscribe, because I like looking at your videos and I subscribe to them. Bye-bye now. Hi, this is Joyce Banbury, and I wanted to give you an idea of what I was talking about in my last haul video about looking for miniature village accessories. This is just going to be quick, just to give you an idea of what to look for and what they sell for. Two of the major makers are Limax and Department 56, and Department 56 has to be the top of the pile. So whenever you're looking for village pieces, probably Department 56 will bring the best prices. But once again, the profit is always in the buy, and you have to buy low enough to make it worthwhile to sell it at whatever profit you have. Or you might bundle a few pieces together, and that might increase your profit margin too. So we're just going to look at a few while we're going through this and see what they are. And right now is the time for them to be putting up and getting ready for their Halloween villages. And two are of the major villaging experiences are Halloween and Christmas. Some people do Easter, but I've found Easter village pieces don't sell extremely well. So here are a few of the things that you can look at that are packaged, and I did not put in any particular maker. And so we're going to go over here quickly and go to sold listings, and then you can see what they sell for, and it might not be worth your while, but once again, you might be able to bundle things and see some of the variety of village accessories that you can look for. Just some of the figures, and always remember when you look at them that if it's $6.99 and $2.74, you're factoring in shipping, which makes the purchaser paying $6, $7, $8, $9 for it. So at that point, you're not getting a very good look at it. But let's go over here and look at Department 56 Snow Village and see what the difference in their accessories are. And these are just simple accessories, and Department 56 has a lot of different villages to look at, not just one. So, but I wanted to show you some of the difference. In what some of the prices bring. So here's one that is $24.79 and $6.87 shipping. So somebody's going to spend over $30 for that. Here's some just small pieces that are collectible. Here's a tiny nativity that's even smaller than the miniature villages to go in a churchyard or in a square. So just taking a look, and there again, and trees and lampposts and so forth and so forth. So that's a look at Department 56, and you can type these in yourself and refine them to look at the different types of villages. They have Snow Village, they have Alpine Village, etc., etc. And then we're going to look at what some of the villages might even look like, and that way you can kind of get an idea of what kind of accessories that people are looking for. Now this is a good example of a Spooky Town village. This one says it was designed in 2013. And just look at all the accessories. Some people even build their own accessories for their villages. Here's another one that has all kinds of pieces that you could look for and that you might be able to sell. I have to tell you that Halloween's big villaging for a lot of people who collect. And you can look these up yourself by just putting in miniature villages and put Halloween. And then there's a different kind of a village, and these are called santons. And santons are very interesting because they're worldwide, but they're made exclusively in the south of France, in the Provence area. And Provence is like a lot like Kansas in their terrain. And they have this kind of a reddish clay, and all of the santons are made from this reddish clay, and they come in a multitude of sizes. What you would call, here, let's get a look at a closer look here. This is an idea of a village, a few pieces. They started out as a nativity village, and I can't give you the whole history now, but you can certainly look it up. And these little figures are about 3 inches tall. But santons range all the way from these small clay figures all the way up to what they call dressed santons. And dressed santons are a whole different ballgame. So we're going to take a really quick look at dressed santons, and so I can show you what to look for. Let's go back to eBay. Okay. Dressed santons can be anywhere from 10 inches to 12 inches tall. They're still made in the south of France. They still have the clay faces and hands and all the other figures, but they're actually dressed in the clothing of the area. era. Um, all Santons are dressed in probably 17th century attire, because that was when Santons were very first. Whoops, somebody changed my configuration here, didn't they? And my computer just doesn't really like me doing this very much. Okay. Hang in there with me. We'll get this done. Okay, now we're back with the dress Santons. And the dress Santons are a little bit larger, but they still create villages with them. They're kind of hard to find in the United States, but if you do find them, they can bring pretty good prices. And they'll range all the way from little teeny tiny ones, so you want to be careful that when you're looking online for them, that you're not looking for the ones that are about 1.5 inches tall. You want to look for the 3-inch or larger ones. But they do bring nice prices. You will find them sometime at estate auctions and sometimes at regular household auctions and things like that. I don't think there's any particular part of the country that is more apt to sell Santons than any other piece. Most of them are still produced in France, and one of the largest makers of Santons is Carbonell. So if you can look up his name online, you will find Santons, and he has them in all sizes, but they have to be bought directly from France. So this is just a quick look at villaging and how extensive it is. Avon has put out villages. I don't know, just about everybody that has been, you can buy them at department stores. As far as the Santons go, you really usually have to buy those at estate sales or auctions, or if you really want to get into it, directly from France. Hope that helps you understand a little bit about villaging.